The bridge of the Defiant Dawn hummed with controlled tension as Captain Raffi Martinez studied the tactical display. Before them stretched the combined might of the Zephyrian Empire, 300 warships arranged in perfect formation, their crimson hulls gleaming like drops of blood against the starfield. "They really think this is going to intimidate us," Raffi muttered, a slight smile playing at the corners of his mouth. Beside him, Commander Alvina Chen adjusted her tactical headset, her dark eyes dancing with the same dangerous gleam that had made her legendary throughout the Terran fleet. "Sir, incoming transmission from the Zephyrian flagship," reported Lieutenant Torres from the communications station. "Put it through," Raffi commanded, settling back in his captain's chair. With the casual confidence that had earned him command of humanity's most advanced battleship, the main screen flickered to life, revealing the imposing figure of Admiral Kethavar, his forearms crossed in a gesture of supreme authority. The Zephyrian's scaled hide was marked with the ritual scars of 100 victories, his twin heads, regarding the human captain with barely concealed contempt. "Captain Martinez of the primitive Terran species," Kethavar's voice rumbled through the universal translator. "You stand before the assembled might of the Zephyrian Empire. 3 centuries we have ruled this galaxy, crushing 1,000 species beneath our heel. Your pathetic fleet of 30 ships dares to challenge our supremacy?" Alvina leaned forward, studying the alien admiral with clinical interest. "He's certainly confident," she whispered to Raffi. "Almost makes me feel sorry for him." Raffi activated the reply channel, his expression shifting to one of polite curiosity. "Admiral Kethavar, we appreciate your impressive display, but I'm afraid you may have misunderstood our intentions. We're not here to challenge your empire." The Zephyrian's mandibles clicked in what might have been laughter. "Then you surrender? Your species will make adequate slaves, though your frail forms suggest limited utility in our labor camps." "Oh no," Raffi said, his smile widening. "You see, we're not here to challenge your empire, Admiral. We're here to replace it." The silence that followed was deafening. Then Kethavar's roar of rage shook the communication link. "Insolent mammals, you face 10 ships for every one of yours. Our weapons have shattered worlds. Our shields have turned aside the fire of a dozen species. What could your mongrel race possibly possess that—" "Humans," Alvina interrupted quietly, and something in her tone made every being on both bridges fall silent. "What we possess, Admiral, is humans." Raffi stood, straightening his uniform with deliberate precision. "You see, Admiral, in the 3 centuries your empire has been conquering through superior numbers and technology, humanity has been learning. We studied every battle, analyzed every defeat of the species you've crushed. We learned from their mistakes." The tactical display shifted, showing the positioning of both fleets. The Zephyrian formation was textbook perfect and overwhelming, hammer designed to crush opposition through sheer firepower. The human ships, by contrast, seemed almost randomly scattered. "More importantly," Alvina added, accessing her command console, "we learned from our own history. You know what makes humans truly dangerous, Admiral? We're the species that looked at every single impossible thing in our universe and said, 'Hold. My beer, watch this.'" Kethavar's confusion was evident. "Your words mean nothing. Attack Formation Alpha 7, crush these insects." The Zephyrian fleet surged forward like a crimson tide, their massive dreadnoughts leading the charge. Energy readings spiked as shield generators powered up and weapon arrays came online. Raffi settled back into his command chair, completely relaxed. "Alvina, would you care to show our guests why threatening humanity was their first mistake?" "With pleasure, Captain." Alvina's fingers danced across her console. "All ships execute Pandora protocol." What happened next would be discussed in military academies across the galaxy for generations. The seemingly random positioning of the human fleet revealed itself as the most sophisticated tactical deployment ever conceived. Each ship had been precisely placed to create overlapping fields of fire that turned the Zephyrian advance into a death trap. But the real surprise wasn't tactical. It was technological. The human ship shimmered, and suddenly there weren't 30 vessels, but 300. Advanced holographic projectors had concealed the true size of the fleet, each ship accompanied by dozens of seemingly solid duplicates that even the most sophisticated sensors couldn't distinguish from reality. Impossible, Kethvar breathed, watching his tactical display dissolve into chaos. Admiral, Raffi said conversationally, meet humanity's greatest weapon. Not our guns, not our ships, but our imagination. While your species conquered through strength, we innovated. While you relied on fear, we adapted. Every species you've defeated taught us new ways to win. The human fleet moved like a living thing, each ship's captain making split-second decisions that somehow coordinated perfectly with the whole. They didn't fight like the rigid, hierarchical Zephyrians. They fought like humans, creative, unpredictable, and absolutely ruthless when threatened. Zephyrian shields, designed to repel conventional energy weapons, proved useless against humanity's gravitational manipulation beams. Their armor, forged to resist plasma and particle weapons, crumbled before kinetic projectiles accelerated to near-light speed through dimensional folding. You see, Alvina explained as the enemy formation began to collapse, we didn't just study your victories, we studied your defeats. Every species you conquered had something unique, something special. We took the best ideas from all of them and made them better. Within minutes, the mighty Zephyrian Empire's invasion fleet was reduced to scattered, burning wreckage. Admiral Kethavar's flagship limped away, its weapons silenced, its engines barely functional. This is impossible, the Zephyrian admiral whispered. We are the apex species. We are the conquerors of worlds. Raffi's expression grew serious. Were, Admiral, past tense. As of today, humanity is offering every species in this galaxy a choice. Join our coalition as equals, or face the same fate as every tyrant in human history. He stood, his voice carrying across the communication channel with quiet authority. Tell your emperor that Earth sends its regards. Tell him that the age of conquest is over. The age of cooperation begins now. As the Zephyrian remnants fled into hyperspace, Alvina turned to her captain with a satisfied smile. Think they'll listen? Raffi chuckled, watching the stars wheel slowly outside the bridge windows. They'll try to come back with more ships, more weapons, more allies. They always do. And his smile was the same one worn by every human who had ever faced impossible odds and decided to fight anyway. And we'll be ready. After all, we're human. Impossible is what we do best. The Terran fleet reformed, 30 ships carrying the hopes and dreams of not just humanity, but every species that had ever dared to believe that strength alone shouldn't determine who ruled the stars. Behind them, Earth's blue marble gleamed. In the void, small, fragile, and utterly unconquerable, the galaxy had been threatened. The humans had smiled, and everything changed.